Hey guys, here it is. It only took me 2.5 years to find it. It's number 10. It is the big 1-0 for NoFap Literature, A Flourishing Yin, Gender in China's Medical History. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. But actually, with further ado, I wanted to say thank you for everyone who has stuck around, for the encouraging comments, for asking where I've been, and saying looking forward to me coming back. I am back, okay? I'm back, and I really want to help. It's November 1st. Happy No Nut November, everybody, for anyone who's participating or anyone who just wants to learn and contribute to a supportive community where everyone's healing and learning and growing. So without further ado, let's get into the good stuff. A Flourishing Yin, all right? I have procured this book, and there were other owners before me, so you'll see all kinds of highlighting and stuff all over it, but I want to skip to right over here, The Ming Alchemical Body, The Unity of Essence, Ki, and Psyche. This whole book is full of some crazy stuff, really interesting. But again, I'm going to be focusing on kind of retention, essence, things like that. And today, actually, a lot of the books like Brain Gain and stuff, and the beginning of the series and the second one, a lot of these have been full on about celibacy or brahmacharya and like never releasing ever. Today there's actually going to be a decent amount making the case for moderation being a very healthy alternative in the right type of circumstances, which present day is a lot of circumstances. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get into where I think are the most relevant things. To quickly summarize, back in those times there was a lot of internal alchemists were very interested in the idea, or a common thing, of building up more essence, basically through erotic manipulation of multiple females, provoking one's partner's orgasms while withholding one's own. Thereby, the idea was absorbing sexual energy without losing or leaking any of your own sexual energy, right? Now, a lot of people later moved away from that and saw it as obviously, sometimes an exploitative practice. Instead, we got this guy, Sun Simao, right? And I've talked about him before, a big fan, and we're going to talk about his case for moderation right here. So basically, in Sun Simao, pursuit of longevity through multiple sexual partners had been recommended as appropriate in men over 40, whose passions had moderated enough to allow them to approach the process with the necessary detachment. Moreover, Sun had shifted emphasis from the manipulation of female arousal to male self-control through focused visualization techniques similar to those in internal alchemy, aka moving from taking essence from your partner to instead learning to cultivate and your own, again, self-development as opposed to a more exploitative practice. Here it is. His common sense solution to the problem of male loss of vitality through sexual expenditure was neither abstinence nor boudoir athletics. Nice. But moderation. I'm going to say that one more time. His common sense solution to the problem of male loss of vitality through sexual expenditure was neither abstinence nor boudoir athletics, but moderation. Right? And we'll go later to see his version of moderation was 24 times a year. As a pretty twice monthly, as a pretty basic baseline for a healthy male. So you can see other Ming medical authorities condemned the bedchamber arts of plucking qi or stealing essence from women as transgressive sexual practices dangerous to health to benefit yin, quoted in these words. And then we have, I'm going to read this little thing about building your essence from Master Yuan Lin Fan. It says, the way of gathering essence is 1. Reduce desire. 2. Avoid overexertion. 3. Restrain anger. 4. Abstain from wine. 5. Moderate diet. Nowadays, those who talk of nourishing life often speak of gathering yin to replenish yang, and of prolonged sexual combat without emission. This is a great mistake. The kidneys are the storehouse of essence, and when males and females engage in the sex act, they disturb kidney function. When kidneys are activated, essence and blood follow and flow out. Even if one emits nothing externally, essence has already left the palace. Before one has managed to curb it, even as one's member softens, a few drops of true essence may leak out. This is a common experience. When the fire is blazing, who can restore the firewood? So there's lots of schools of thought. Me just chiming in here for a second about you know, retention? Is that something that you know, have a lot of intercourse? And even among Chinese alchemists and medical practitioners and stuff back in the day, right? You know, different types of what was considered retention. Is it just, you know, celibacy? Is it not thinking about sex at all? That's the brahmacharya type of thing too. But then also there's the, you know, supercharge. You have sex 100 times, and, you know, within those 100 times you emit, you know, 2 to 3 times. But anyway, this is kind of talking about, again, a case for moderation, being that if you're having sex at all, you're still losing something, and that's not always the end of the world, right? So, caught between the snares of enchantment, awaiting for would-be boudoir athlete in the introspective nights of solitary exercise practiced by the longevity seeker, the ordinary sensual male seeking medical advice could turn to numbers. Guidelines concerning coital frequency, adjusted for age and constitution, had been supplied by doctors from Sun Simiao down to Yu Cao, Yu Huang, and Wu Ziwang. Suggestions for young men varied: every 4 days, every 5 days, twice a month. Should males over 60 abstain entirely or try it once a month? The exact numbers were less important than their cautionary rhetoric, calling attention to a generative vitality as finite and measurable resource. They reinforced criticism of the old bedchamber arts as what Foucault might call discourse of incitement. Not everyone took the stricter view. The essayist Zi Zhaozi said that worry and anxiety could do more damage than sexual intercourse, while the irreverent playwright Li Yu lampooned midnight meditation to nourish life because he said it just interferes with a good night's sleep. So they embraced the ideal of moderation. Basically, to kind of wrap this up, to not have this video be crazy long, people can be very hard on themselves in this process, and it's helpful to know that even, you know, a lot of these masters who spent their whole life studying this stuff, right, can embrace or even tout moderation, right? And right as it said right there, worry and anxiety could do more damage than sexual intercourse. So it's important to keep in mind, you know, it said over here, the adjusted for age and constitution, right? 4 days, 5 days, twice a month, people over 60, once a month, right? I did a video a long time back that was pretty well received about, you know, keeping track in terms of energy units. And again, for a sexual expenditure frequency depending on age and health and things like that. You know, my point is, so often we treat such an all or nothing mentality. Oh no, my streak is over. Oh no, I didn't make it all through November. Oh no, whatever, right? And we're always losing essence all the time. And we're always building essence all the time. It's all about balance. If you're in a surplus or in a nice balance between, because too much surplus, right, is also just a little bit, can be a little bit too much at times, right? Soon warned that ki is finite, like a lamp's supply of oil, which may either flare up and burn out, or through careful conservation and use last a full span of years. So you can have too much oil and you can have too little, right? And that can be an imbalance of other things like being able to transmute it, being able to, you know, channel it and stuff like that. But that is outside the scope of this video. I wanted to talk about that little section from A Flourishing Yin. Don't beat yourself up too much, guys, right? Keep what you want in focus. And I really encourage anyone to comment on this video about, you know, their opinions about moderation versus all or nothing mentality, and, you know, what their experience is like with that. And I just wanted to say thanks for everyone again for sticking around. If you enjoy the content, I really appreciate the thumbs up or subscribes, just so I know what's going on. You know, I know what you guys like, and I want to be able to provide content that makes everyone feel good and that brings everyone together. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all again soon.